So that begs the question, what is similarity? We're actually going to give 3 equivalent definitions, 3 that kind of mean the same thing. When we use the scale factor definition, we say 2 shapes are similar when they have the same number of sides all angle measures are the same, and then finally, all corresponding sides have a scale factor. Or in other words, to get from the smaller to the larger or the larger to the smaller, you use the same scale factor to get between corresponding sides. So with the rectangles we started with, that's kind of like how when we had the 4 and the 2 and the 6 and the 12, in both cases I multiplied by 3. Now, internal factor definition is the same, except for we change the third condition. So once again, we use same number of sides, same angle measures, but instead of talking about a scale factor between the shape, we say internal ratios between side lengths are maintained. So notice that these definitions use the different ways that we converted between we converted to find missing side lengths. Now, there's a more visual definition of similarity that you played with in your introduction activity. One way you can think about it is 2 shapes are similar if they can be placed at varying distances from a viewer so that they perfectly overlap. So now we're going to look at an actual demonstration of that. All right, let's talk about the visual definition of similarity. You can follow along with this experiment by just grabbing 2 coins. I have a quarter and a penny. You'll need coins of a different size. Now, these are obviously not the same coin. They're not the same size because when I lay them on top of each other, I can see that the quarter is bigger than the penny. Now, here's the nice thing about circles. All circles are similar because they all have the same angles and all that stuff. So they're a great thing to demonstrate this idea that if 2 shapes are similar, you should be able to find a distance from the eye where they overlap. So go ahead and do that. The smaller one should be closer to your eyes. The bigger one should be farther. And try to line them up. So, and then move them around until, so here I can see the quarter is definitely bigger, but as I move the quarter back, hey, eventually they line up perfectly. Now let's see how good I am if I can do that in front of the camera. So here's the penny. I'm going to move the quarter. Oh, here, I guess that didn't take too much. Notice that in this perspective, the penny and the quarter look the exact same size. That's because they're similar. They're the same shape, just different sizes. So there's some perspective where if you're farther from the larger one, they look the same size. This is also how you sometimes get those fun perspective visual, what are they called? Vision puzzles or whatever, where they have things that aren't the same size looking the same size. All right, there you go. Hope that helped you understand the visual idea of similarity.